Turning 30 taught me something no one really prepares you for. Peace doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing less, but doing all of it with intention. Hi, everyone. A very, very, very happy Diwali and a prosperous new year ahead to all of you. I'm Shreyashi and I'm a software engineer by profession, and I like to make videos on skincare, lifestyle, travel, productivity, and all of that jazz. And today I'm going to be sharing with you all the things that I have stopped doing in my 30s, the habits, the mindsets, and the patterns I have finally let go of for more peace, setting my boundaries, and of course, a lot and lot of mental clarity. You know, when you turn 30, no one really teaches you of the things that are going to come in on your 30s. It's just a very big number in your life, turning 30. And one day you are 29 in your late 20s, and the next day, whoop, you're suddenly in your 30s. Well, to say not a lot of difference, you don't feel different from what you were feeling a day before or in your late 20s. But in your early 30s, I've come to realize there are so many things. The way you think about life, the way you think, approach your habits, the way you approach your fitness, the way you approach your lifestyle, the way you approach your work, the way you approach your relationship, your career, everything. It just changes and you keep learning more and more about yourself. And that's when your no bullshit years come in. So let's get started with the habits and the things that I have stopped doing in my 30s, and you should too. Number one, I stopped saying yes when I meant no. I think for the longest time, I said yes to everything, to people, to plans, to projects, because I didn't really want to disappoint anyone. But every time I said yes to something I didn't truly want, I felt so anxious. I was always thinking about that thing that, oh my God, I've said yes to that party. I don't want to go to it, but now I'll have to go to it. So these things are like, you don't want to say yes, but you end up saying yes. And I was just saying no to my own peace. I wanted to sit at home, do nothing, but now I have said yes and I have to go to this party. Now, what has changed is that I say no without guilt, because peace of mind is more valuable than other people's temporary approval. If they don't like me for not coming to their plans, that's fine. It's fine because I have my mental peace in check. Number two, I stopped glorifying being busy. I always used to think that productivity was my personality, that if I wasn't constantly doing, I was falling behind. I had to do 10 things in a day, and if I'm not accomplishing those 10 things, I am a failure. But what I failed to understand then and have understood now is that slowing down doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you're finally listening to your own self. But that also should not be confused with procrastination. Of course, there are things that you have to do. Of course, there are priority tasks and you have to get to them. But that doesn't mean that you're doing 15 things in a day, trying to be an overachiever, because that will take you nowhere and just burn you out. Now I measure my days by how I feel at the end of it and not how much I checked off my list. I don't make to-do lists now unless until I know there are a couple of things that I need to attend and I might forget them, but I don't really make to-do list of everything that I have to do, because when I used to see it earlier and if any task was left behind, I felt so bad. But now I check, I feel happy at the end of the day, I feel positive, I feel content, and I'm okay. That's how I measure my days. Number three, I stopped seeking validation. I stopped needing to prove my worth to my job, to the people I'm surrounded with, or to social media. I realized I don't need to be seen to have value. And the moment I stopped chasing validation, I started feeling more grounded in who I already am. No one else is supposed to validate my worth. I'm worthy, I know it, and I don't need approval from anyone else. Lesson number four, and this is a big one, I stopped explaining my choices. See, you don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for why you live the way you do, why you eat the way you do, why you talk the way you do, why you dress the way you do, why you spend your money the way you do, why you save your money the way you do, why you work out the way you do, why you don't work out, why you eat healthy, why you don't eat healthy, blah, 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 blah. So if it's about leaving a job, ending a relationship, or just wanting quiet peace in your life, your choices don't need to make sense to others to be valid. It just needs to make sense to you. You need to take your own decisions because your life is your own life. Nobody has got any say in that when you are of a certain age, and especially when you're in your 30s. You need to make your own decisions, right or wrong, they are yours. You need to celebrate both. Right ones you'll celebrate, of course. Wrong ones also celebrate because they taught you something. But they are yours, and that's okay. Doesn't matter what other people think because their lives are not sorted as well. Peace came to me when I stopped defending my decisions and started standing by them. If you take a decision and you're suddenly bogged down by people's approvals and disapprovals or disagreements, you just feel so bad about yourself and the decision you had made. But you don't realize that it's your life. You get to make that choice, not anyone else. Number 5, I stopped ignoring my body's signals. I used to eat anything and everything without considering the fact what it is providing to my body. I used to push through exhaustion. I I never skipped my meals because I didn't really like skipping my meals, but I was not making healthier conscious choices. I was ignoring the tension in my shoulders, always shrugged up. I was ignoring my back pains, my knee pains, my shoulder pains, and still, with all these pains, I was going and working out. All in the name of getting things done. But your body whispers before it screams. So now I have started making conscious effort to listen to my body when it's tired and rest before I burn out. No goal, no productivity task, and nothing is worth more than my well being. My health is my number one wealth, and it will always be. Number 6, I stopped rushing milestones. Since our birth, or since the time we started understanding things, we've been told, you know, at certain age you need to complete your school, at certain age you need to get graduated from college, you need to start working, get a job, you need to settle down, get married, you need to have kids, then you need to have other kids, then you need to have a car, you need to have a home, you need to have this, you need to have this much money in your bank account. Never ending. It never ends. It, I think, just ends with your death. I used to compare timelines, careers, relationships, achievements, as if life was a race, That person got married, same age as mine. Maybe it's time for me to also get married because we think that it's defined. It's not defined, it's just in our head. Every single person's journey unfolds at its own pace. You don't have to rush to it. It's not a race. You're not starting at the same point. You're not ending at the same point. Your paths are going to be different. It's not a 100-meter race. And I have learned that peace comes when you stop trying to catch up and start being where you are. You don't have to catch up to other people. They're going their own path. You go your own path. You create your own journey. And it's going to be beautiful. So just stop making that comparison and just start enjoying your life wherever you are at this point of your life. Your 30s are not about reinventing yourself. You're not reinventing. You have reinvented enough. They're just about returning to yourself. Learning to trust your own rhythm, protecting your peace, setting boundaries, choosing clarity over chaos. This is what your 30s are for. Well, these are the things that I have stopped doing in my 30s, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm still in my early 30s. I'm sure there will be many, many, many more things that I'm going to inculcate in my life and become a better version of myself every single day. So, yeah, that was it. And tell me what's one thing that you have stopped doing for more peace in your life, whether in your 20s, whether in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s. Doesn't matter. Whatever age you're at, you can start returning back to yourself and start living for yourself and not for others. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Until then, bye-bye.